without further ado.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Man, it is great to be with you again, everybody. The NBA season has now hit full stride. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith on 2K Sports. Tonight we'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder playing against the 76ers in Philadelphia. For Philadelphia, if they're hoping to duplicate their regular season finish of a year ago, they got their work cut out. Now at 9th in the East, they're quite a few spots lower than they were at the end of last season. And we saw flashes of it last year, but after the long wait, it appears that Joel the Process Embiid is the real deal. Big fella, if he stays healthy, can he be the best big man in the league?
I say yes. And even though we compare him to a lot of big men, Hakeem, David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, I'm going to say he's more like Chris Webber. Great shot from the outside and post moves that are beyond his years. Very fluid. I like this kid. The new C. Webb, that's his name.
You think he could give you 30?
Oh, no, not at all.
So you got real serious real quick.
Yes,
he was so happy about it.
Yes,
Changed his whole
he
facial
did.
expression.
You can
Saw the
cancel
scowl
that.
he had. He was like, no way.
You can cancel that one, Ernie.
No way he can give me 30.
Well, I think it's rare to see guys his size, obviously.
Stop
without,
it. I did it.
Now
Don't
he
say
doesn't-
rare when
now-
I did it.
Now he doesn't
Don't
like
say
it.
rare when I did it
Well,
first.
it's
Suddenly he's
rare.
not that hot on
it's
Joel Embiid.
Rare is meaning it's 5 or less, and there are not. You're one of the 5.
Okay.
So 5
You're
or less.
medium
rare.
rare.
Hakeem,
Yourself.
C. Webb.
No, C. Webb is not a real
Garnett.
true big. He's not too big. C. Webb is 6'9".
Take it to Kevin before I knock Kenny out, Ernie.
Excellent point. Kevin, take it.
And now, your Philadelphia 76ers starting lineup. At power forward, 16-22, number 9, Darius Saric. Starting at shooting guard, at 6'3", number 17, J.J. Redick. The other forward position, standing 6'8", number 33, Lawrence Hubbard. And the other guard position, 16'22", number 25, Ben Simmons. The big man, at 7'0", number 21, Terrence Steve. And your home team is the Thunder. Ladies and gentlemen, Philadelphia 76ers.
It's the home of the 76ers here in Philadelphia as 2K Sports brings you today's action live from the Wells Fargo Center. 2K Sports brings you Friday night NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And of course, David Aldridge is joining us tonight from the sideline. Taking a look at Oklahoma City. This game, an interesting matchup for them, facing another middle-of-the-pack team. They're looking to take a step forward. This is the type of game that they've got to measure the progress with.
And when I look at Oklahoma City, hanging where they are, right in the middle of the standings, will not make things easy for them down the stretch.
Well, it figures to be a hectic finish to the season as they attempt to lock down a postseason berth. They've got very little margin for error the rest of the way.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair. Steven Adams is out there with Anthony, and it's George in at the small forward position. Embiid, no good. On defense, the 76ers. They're coming off that win against Minnesota.
I tell you what, how efficient they were at scoring the basketball, especially for an away game, that was impressive.
Well, I think the key was the determination and grit and toughness they played with. You got to be focused to do that, and they were.
And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That is his first foul of the game. And we can expect a low-scoring affair here tonight as both these teams have strong defenses. Clark, what's it like to play in a grind-it-out type game?
Well, nothing comes easy, and you know you're in for a physical battle. So you've got to have a high level of concentration and physicality because you know nothing's going to be easy. rebounding becomes much more important too, because through rebounding sometimes you can get some of those extra easy possessions.
And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. Simmons with the defensive effort. Oklahoma City on D. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
Well, that was a very physical game, and I think that plays into their hands. So a lot of their points came at the foul line.
And it also led to a lot of foul trouble for some of the key guys they were up against. So we can't forget about that part of it either.
Not looking good for him so far. 4 straight misses to start the game.
Westbrook with it. Now guarded by Redick. Great positioning on the putback.
Yeah, just a terrific job of just staying with it. Nice.
So first quarter just over a minute and a half in. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
And that one's good, George.
Gotta like whenever PG gets inside. A big, long presence who also has ball skills. Excellent feel for scoring in the paint.
Now here's Redick. Paul George with the steal. And here we go. A finish, and he slams it down right on top of Joel Embiid.
Yeah, you know, George really enjoys being in the air. I mean, this guy has great body control and bounce, and his slams at times can be absolutely sick.
Here's Simmons following the score by Oklahoma City. Covington's shot is off.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Redick is in the corner. It's stolen by Adams. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Anthony with the bucket.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
The 76ers trail by 10. Redick passes to Simmons. Down low, here's Embiid. The basket good off the assist from Simmons.
Really like seeing Embiid exert his will, be assertive here. I mean, getting whatever shot he wants inside.
George. That shot missing. And the 76ers go the other way with it. They're getting their first look at the Thunder in this one.
Yeah, interconference matchup. Two teams that'll see each other only twice on the schedule.
Yeah, and Greg, this is a big game for both teams. I mean, they don't see each other often, and you know they both want to get a win in this one.
Yeah, pounding it inside once again. They have taken over this game physically.
Schooling them right now. Taking them to the woodshed. Super aggressive and owning the paint.
And Philadelphia decides to take their first timeout right here.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Yeah, there's no reason why they should be scoring at will down there easily as they have. I mean, they've got to be more aggressive inside.
And here's a look at some stats for Westbrook. Over the last month, he has been spectacular. First in assists, 9th in scoring, and he's a defensive ball hawk. You can't let your guard down. Remember, he's 10th in the league in steals per game.
And we're talking about the ultimate competitor here. Leading the league in assists, maximizing every possession. He just tears apart a defense. Covington dishes to Simmons. Clock at 4. The shot by Sharch, no good.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused and ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now.
And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Thunder.
They've set the first half tone by getting out on the fast break and getting the defenders on their heels.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
That free throw good from George.
Well, there is a saying now that is pretty accurate. You either sell success or you sell hope. And the process in Philadelphia may have been hard to watch, but it did give their fans hope for a better day.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. And through all the losing, the fans in Philly have been pretty supportive of the Sixers' goals to draft star talent.
Yeah, and you know what? Thousands of fans coming out to watch the draft lottery is an indication of how optimistic and behind the Sixers these fans are. I mean, trust the process has been their rallying cry. Where was the defense? Come on now. Where was it? No idea how they gave up that open a look.
Basket good.
Yeah, these defenders just looked a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Here's Redick following the basket by Russell Westbrook. Screen by Saric. Knocked loose. Here's George, and George with the stuff.
Great speed displayed by George on his way to the bucket. Devastating to the defense with those dunking skills of his.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to talk with Brett Brown for a minute. He said the key to this game is how much they can limit the quality looks inside. He said when you're playing a team like this, you don't stand a chance if you give them easy shots down low. We'll see who wins that battle, Kevin.
Thank you, David.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
Yeah, and they've come out strong. I mean, clearly they've been the better team so far.
Now here's Redick. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Covington with it. Now Anthony defending. Embiid kicks to Simmons. And it's sent back by George.
Terrific focus from George there, reading the shooter the entire way through. A great shot blocker.
That's his first personal foul.
The Thunder have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
2 shots.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
And he knocks down the first one.
And Russell Westbrook is as explosive a guard as we've seen in the history of the game. An incredibly gifted scorer who can also punch it on you.
And so he makes both from the line. Redick with it. He dishes it to Covington. Embiid wide open. Takes a big high bounce and goes in.
And scoring the ball comes easily and naturally to him. He's a versatile player at the offensive end.
Out of bounds, Philadelphia takes possession. And looking back at last season, here's a look at the 3-point and 2-point shot attempt averages for the 76ers.
And you can see how big a role the three-point shot played in their offense. They were determined to spread the floor and just kind of open things up through their long-range game.
The 76ers trail by 12. Outside, Simmons. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you could hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
The 76ers shooting their first free throws of the night.
At the line for 2.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Oklahoma City leading by 10. The drive by Anthony. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
Yeah, and the execution, time and time again, right on point. They're running their offense to perfection.
Kicks it to Embiid. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Steven Adams picks one up.
And, you know, Joel Embiid quickly emerging as one of the league's elite rim protectors. I mean, Coach Brett Brown called him the crown jewel, the centerpiece to their defense.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Embiid. And with Embiid's presence now, Clark, opponents shoot a very low percentage around the rim.
Well, the best defensive impact in the league by the numbers, Kevin, and his 7'5" wingspan, a big part of that.
And Embiid drops them both.
You know, you got to love watching Embiid play the game because he has such great passion and really a drive to be great.
Here's George, and George with the stuff.
And a terrific percentage here in the first half. You got to love their rhythm and the flow with which they're playing.
I agree with you. I mean, they just look comfortable out there, taking what the defense gives them and then capitalizing with no real problem at all.
And Philadelphia calls time here. Clark, when you look around the NBA, is there one point guard you wish you could have played with in your day?
There's a bunch of them out there, Kevin. I mean, Chris Paul is so good at orchestrating the offense and getting his guys good quality shots on a regular basis. Steph Curry is underrated, I think, as a passer. His shooting spaces the floor so well. Damian Lillard is outstanding. I think John Wall would be a lot of fun to play with because of his speed and his ability to create opportunities just by getting into the lane. So those are 4 guys that I would have loved to hang out with.
Bayless has checked in for J.J. Redick. This pause in the action gives us a chance to see the teams that have scored the most points off turnovers this month. The Thunder in 4th.
And you always like to see aggressive defense. And then when you can convert mistakes into points offensively, that's a big key.
Saric against Westbrook. Tipped away.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Vitally important. I mean, if you relax for a second, you're cooked. You're toast. They learned that lesson there.
The Thunder leading by 14. And Westbrook throws it down hard.
And you know Westbrook has an outstanding vertical. Once he gets to the launching pad, rim, beware.
Philadelphia's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. And Bayless kicks to Covington. That's good, and so Bayless with the assist. Covington's got 6 points.
How on earth did they let him get that wide open?
Here's Anthony. The shot off that time. And Philadelphia the other way now. Got a hand on it. And that'll be Philadelphia as it goes out of bounds. 76ers retain possession. Amir Johnson's checked in for the 76ers. TJ McConnell comes in for Saric. The Thunder also changing it up. Grant comes in for George. And it's Felton in for Russell Westbrook. So it's Philadelphia now, trailing by 13. Poked loose. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. Here's Anthony in the hoop for his third make from the field. He's 3 for 4 thus far in the contest.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
I tell you what, it reminds me of one of my college coaches who used to say, that ain't gonna get it done. That's 5 straight baskets in the paint now.
And beyond his ability to shine on the basketball floor, you have to commend Carmelo Anthony's effort, Greg, to get NBA players and other athletes more involved in making the world a better place.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of work to be done, but guys like Melo see what is beyond the world of basketball. He's spoken out as well as done the legwork of being active in his communities, and a lot of charity work for Melo. It's just nice to see the maturation process play out.
That free throw good from Anthony.
And, you know, Carmelo Anthony is a special player, guys. A bulky, small forward with a quick trigger release, an elite scorer.
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. Booker comes in for Ben Simmons. And it's Luwawu Cabarrot in for Robert Covington. And Oklahoma City with a change here, too. Alex Abrinas is checked in for Roberson. Both good from the line that time.
And doing a good job getting to the line and capitalizing.
Exactly. I mean, that's what's helped them build this early lead.
Now the pass to Bayless. Here's Luwawu. To the paint. Here's Booker. Banked in off the glass. Booker's got his first bucket in this one.
And you got to respect the ruggedness of Booker. I mean, crafty at finding ways to get close to the bucket.
And he just elevates and powers in the one-hander.
Textbook.
I'm glad he didn't go overboard and try to do too much there.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
The dish to Bayless. Anthony on the double team. Bayless grabs the board.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Johnson the screen. Here is Bayless. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. For the finish, and Adams with the slam.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
A shot by Johnson, no good, and it's Oklahoma City's ball. They're on an 18-7 run. Got that bucket in no time at all. And it's 8 points for Steven Adams.
Well, there you go. I mean, if they're going to keep giving up open jumpers, they're going to keep getting burned.
McConnell with it. Now Felton defending. Bayless from long range. Hands it from downtown.
Really, the three ball is an important part of Bayless's offensive game. When he's connecting from there, it gives him a lot of space for drives, but also to create shots for his teammates.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Yeah, and you can tell they feel like they can get inside whenever they want to. I mean, it's been carte blanche, full menu for them, and the defense really not offering any resistance.
Grant, that's good.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
And it's Oklahoma City's ball. Anthony drives in, and it's Anthony with the jam.
Scoring at an efficient clip tonight. Melo in that zone.
59 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Pass to Bayless. Here's Luwawu. Anthony on the double team. Bayless the pass to McConnell. Shot clock at 6. Back to Bayless from outside the arc. Doesn't go that time.
Boy, awful defending, really. But in the end, they dodged a bullet. They can't let shooters get clean looks from outside.
23 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Don't usually see him shooting the three. Luwawu's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And it's Anthony with the jam.
Carmelo Anthony imposing his will inside. Doesn't take any time, rising up for the dunk.
Booker outside. One-on-one here. Here's Grant, and the dunk by Grant.
And when you can outscore your opponent in transition, that's always going to work to your advantage.
Hey, that's a big piece of the pie when you're talking about winning basketball, fast break points. I mean, because most of the time, those are easy hoops.
Carmelo Anthony getting it done for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Going on an absolute rampage, piling in the points. He dictated the pace of the entire quarter. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And Russell Westbrook, a guy who has faced some criticism, but also a guy who is extremely critical of himself.
It's tough, and I'm still learning every night to be able to come out, to know when to score, to know when to pass, to know when to be aggressive, to know when to slow down. It can be tough at times because I want to do so well, and I want my teammates to do so well, and I want to win so bad.
Well, you have to love the competitive attitude, the desire to be great, not just for himself, but for his teammates, too.
And the emphasis on winning. That's why so many people in the league feel that it's just a matter of time before Westbrook puts those finishing touches on his game.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And a very convincing performance from the Thunder so far.
I mean, a solid first quarter, especially looking at that plus turnover ratio.
Yeah, everything is sharp. I mean, nothing forced, precise passes, taking care of the ball. That's good stuff.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So on the floor for Philadelphia, they've got Luwawu. Jarrett Bayless is out there with T.J. McConnell. Then there's Trevor Booker. And it's Johnson in at the pivot, manning the middle. Grant. Here's Eustace. And they finally get it to go. A full night's work on the boards in one trip down the floor.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Here's Luwawu. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. It's good on the putback. Grant's got 6 points.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And, Greg, you know, the defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
Bayless with it. Now defended by Grant. Off the screen. And it falls over the rim and in. He's got 5.
Oh, it's great to see Bayless mixing it up in the post. I mean, when he's scoring in the paint, it's got to be devastating to the defense. Boy, nice timing on these jumps. He's somewhat on the small side for a power forward, but he just never gives up.
Good ball movement here by the 76ers. Poked away, stolen by Grant. And now the fast break. Grant with the ball. Here's Patterson, and the shot is good. Patterson's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Great effort, terrific instincts. That's just solid all-around play, Kevin.
Passes it to Luwawu. Back to McConnell. That's tipped. Doubled by Felton. McConnell kicks to Bayless. Clock is at 3. And he overshot that one, missing.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
That one drops for him.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Philadelphia's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight and nailed 5 of them. He feeds it to Booker, shoots from 14, and that comes off the assist by Jared Bayless. Bayless has got 3 assists in the game. Here's Patterson. That's short off the rim. Now, here's McConnell. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Down low, Booker, and the dunk by Booker.
Man, that's a powerful finish by Booker. He doesn't settle for the layup there. When he's clear and at the rim, he's punching it.
Here's Grant. And Clark, when you were growing up, was there one player in pro basketball you tried to emulate or model your game after?
I really didn't pattern my game after any particular player. I tried to piece and parcel from a lot of players. I loved the gracefulness of Lou Alcindor, now known as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, when I first saw him back in the late 60s. At his size and the way he could move and his touch was impressive. And then as I became more of a forward in high school, you looked at guys like Magic Johnson, and I looked at Marcus Johnson out at UCLA. Dr. J was a versatile forward as well. George McGinnis, who ended up becoming a really good friend of mine as I got drafted by the Pacers. Those guys that were big and mobile and had ball skills and shooting skills and rebounded, those were guys that I tried to play like.
And it's a completely new group here for Philadelphia. The Thunder also changing it up. Andre Robertson comes in for Alex Abrinas. And Russell Westbrook subbed in for Raymond Felton. And Grant drops them both.
And, you know, Grant, a second-round pick, has worked hard for his minutes in the NBA. He's an exceptional athlete who plays with a real edge, a bit of a chip on his shoulder.
Westbrook against Simmons. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Westbrook. Paul George, he's checked in for Jeremy Grant. And it's the 76ers with the ball. Embiid the screen. Poked loose. To the paint. And finished off by Westbrook.
And how about that? What a sensational finish.
Hey, you got to be able to get some hang time to do that one.
Yeah, to glide in and reverse it home like that, so sweet.
And finished off by Westbrook.
Man, I tell you what, one of the things I love about Westbrook is the ferocity with which he attacks the rack. When he's driving inside, he's trying to punish the defender and the basket.
And Simmons kicks to Saric. Embiid the screen. And here comes the break. Here's George. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And here's a look now at the shot chart showing the field goals attempted locations for Anthony.
And the three-point game stands out as a major sore spot. It just has not been falling for him. I think at this point you start to get away from that shot. Try to engage in other parts of the offense. You don't want to hurt your team if that long ball isn't there.
And he knocks down the first one.
Really hard to think of a more impactful perimeter defender than PG, Paul George. I mean, his combination of size, athleticism, and technique enabled him to smother the opposition at times.
And George drops them both. And Paul George, a lockdown defender at 6'9", Clark 6'10". He has the foot speed to stay with players a foot shorter.
Yeah, he's a very unique defender with his size, length, and speed and athleticism. Gets around screens, doesn't get screened. He can recover the shooters. I mean, he's the real complete package at the defensive end.
And And then George with the jam.
Well, when you start counting the ways that George can score, it's really impressive. There's so many different things he does to get the ball in the basket. And when you're defending him, it's really a matter of picking your poison.
To the inside, Covington with the bucket. Covington's got 4 points this quarter.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
And Robert Covington picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Greg, those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
Here's George.
Boy, I tell you, the long reach of Covington really bothering shooters. I mean, he enjoys making life difficult for whoever he's assigned to.
And Redick kicks to Embiid. Here's Saric. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got his 5th assist in this one.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assist. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Stolen by Westbrook. And now the fast break. Westbrook with the ball. 2 points. That one goes. Westbrook's got 16.
No misses for him yet in this quarter. Solid as a rock.
For Philadelphia, they've gone 6 of 8 from the field in the second quarter. Outside, Redick, Saric. It's deflected. George against Covington. And it's George finishing it off.
Not much you can do against Paul George on the drive. I mean, he's got great length and he knows how to use it, and he gets exactly where he wants to.
Philadelphia's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight and nailed 5 of them. And here's Redick. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Here's Simmons. The rebound by Patterson. Here's Oklahoma City. They're on a 16-6 run. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Yeah, you have to make teams pay for fouling you. That's why they call them free. And they've done exactly that, made them pay.
The Thunder haven't made a mistake at the line yet. 10 of 10.
Two shots.
Free throw good, Eustace. Clark, in your rookie season in the NBA, did you ever have a welcome to the NBA moment? You know, a play or a sequence where you were brutally introduced to how unforgiving the NBA can truly be?
Yeah, how about my first night out? Spencer Haywood ran me in circles, and I shot 2 for 17, scored 6 or 8 points, and he was in my head from the very beginning. Thankfully, the Pacers won that game because it was a forgettable night other than that. But Spencer Haywood, even to this day, when I bump into him, reminds me of how he disrupted me and distracted me in that first game of my rookie season.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Anthony's checked in. Now Simmons. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Covington against George.
The tenacity, the attention to detail, it's why these guys are in complete control.
And you know what, Greg? They are crushing it on both ends. I mean, in total control right now.
Saric outside. Again, the miss by Saric.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
And guys, this is the blueprint for winning on the road. How about the level of focus on each and every possession?
Yeah, it's actually palpable, isn't it, Greg? I mean, you can feel it. Every single one of these guys locked in, playing for each other. And that's why they're up.
Philadelphia's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Outside, Reddick. They double him with George. It's off his leg. And the ref's saying he kicked it. Covington wide open. He fires.
Well, it looks like he's cooled down a bit after hitting those two in the first quarter.
And that's a pure hustle play, getting to the offensive glass for the tip-in.
And that's the kind of quality you see in any strong offensive rebounder, isn't it?
Definitely. You're not going to make plays like that unless you expend the energy.
Reddick for three. The basket good off the assist from Simmons.
Just a tremendous feel for the game. Simmons is so gifted at reading the floor.
And Adams with the slam.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish.
Part of what makes him unique, guys, that combination of power and polish. Terrific timing on that pass, placing it in a great spot, ideal spot where his teammate could score.
Oh boy, to be young again.
Makes you nostalgic, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does make me look back a little bit, but I could never throw it down like that. But it sure does look good.
Charge, a screen on George. Here's Covington. Here's Embiid. That's in. That's his fifth field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. There's the feed to Adams. From 10 feet out. Good D by Embiid. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Covington's shot is off.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down. Try to get some easy ones. Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
You know, that's not easy at all. When guys get this close to the bucket, it's tough to stop the basket.
And George, here we go. He gets that one. George has got 12 now in this quarter.
He's been turned up this quarter, showing a lot of confidence and sinking a lot of his shots.
Covington with the bucket.
And that gets him going here in the second after hitting 2 from long range in that first.
Westbrook, and they pick up 2. Westbrook's got 18 points in the game.
Man, you got to admire how easily Westbrook takes over games. I mean, an offensive juggernaut who is tenacious when it comes to scoring.
And the shot goes in from Embiid.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you think his team would have the lead.
And, you know, that's a second foul early in this quarter. I think he's got to be much more cautious in how he defends now.
Well, one thing about Paul George, outstanding length for a wing. Clark, he's listed at 6'9", but he's grown since he came into the league, hasn't he?
Yeah, we've had debates about that because I'm about 6'8.5" or so, and I kind of look at him eye to eye, but he feels like he's taller than me, so we'll go with PG on that one. But he's also added some muscle too, Kevin, and that's helped him at both ends of the floor. He's a lot stronger and able to play through contact as a result of it.
And the 76ers with some changes. Booker, he's checked in for Saric. Luwawu Cabarro comes in for Robert Covington. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Simmons. Abrinas is checked in for the Thunder. Felton comes in for Russell Westbrook. Good on both.
Man, I like the competitive spirit of George. It's one of the reasons that he's so special as a player. He's overcome a bunch of adversity, which I think has fortified him as a leader on his team and also one of the best two-way players in the game.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
And those triples, they sure do add up quickly, don't they? I mean, they've got to make some kind of adjustment here.
McConnell passes to Booker. There's a screen. Pass to Luwawu. 6 on the shot clock, and out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east. Already we are in December. You look at Boston. Things going their way so far in this season. Right now they lead the pack up front in the first spot with the best record. And of course there's the 76ers, 8.5 games behind them.
And right now for the 76ers, seeing them where they are now, it's easy to forget just how awful they were a season ago. This is a team that's made major strides to lift themselves into the middle of the pack.
Well, I tell you what, it's been a grit and grind effort for them. They know how to win, and that's not something you could say about them last year.
And there it is for them.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Sometimes, for whatever reason, a lot of times you don't know why. It takes a little while to work the knots out, but it looks like they're putting it together right now.
No good with the triple. Guys, some great passing from him.
Yeah, everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see the assists pile up because the rhythm is on display offensively.
Shooting two, gentlemen.
That free throw good from Anthony. And both free throws good for Anthony. There's 31 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Feeds to Bayless. Here's Luwawu. He's covered by Grant. Ball's knocked loose. It's stolen by Anthony. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
And beginning to pull away. Really effective play calling halfway through this one.
Well, you know, you got to give them credit. I mean, they flipped the switch, and they're not looking back now.
Here's Luwawu. The 76ers again can't hit it. And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder with a huge lead at the break. Safe to say there's no catching them today. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thank you. Here with Brett Brown. Now, Coach, it seemed like you guys came out a little flat. How do you get some energy for the second half?
You just got to go with the people that have energy. I feel like we are not the aggressors. We have to do whatever we're going to do through our defense, and so far it's been poor.
Brett, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, y'all. Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Paul George taking care of business in this one. He ended up with 28 points, 2 steals, and 1 rebound. In their previous game, he had a performance he said he wanted to put behind him quickly, and so far he's doing just that with the nice first half he had here. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
They're going right to the rim, finishing every chance they get. The D was helpless trying to stop them and beating them inside. I love the relentlessness and the aggressive style. This is how you impose your will on another team.
Shaq, what'd you think about Philadelphia?
Well, Ernie, they had a ton of fouls. Jeez. And the points they gave up at the free throw line added up in a hurry. They got to calm down during the break and play much more control in the second half.
And that is just about going to wrap it up as the second half is moments away. Down to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the crew.
Welcome back, folks. A glorious view of the lights of downtown Philadelphia, America's most historic city. Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
And through the first 2 periods, it seemed he got to the paint whenever he wanted to, just a slasher's mentality.
Yeah, you know, good things happen when he cuts to the rim, Greg, and you cut into the heart of the defense like that, makes things easy.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. So for Oklahoma City right now, Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair. Anthony out there with Steven Adams. And it's George in at the 3 spot. Outside, Simmons. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. They get Russell Westbrook.
And Ben Simmons, who was the first pick in 2016 out of LSU, probably the most heralded player to come out of that school since the great Shaquille O'Neal. And I tell you what, Simmons has drawn some comparisons to some other greats, most notably LeBron James and Magic Johnson.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
He's off on the first. And Greg, the Sixers want to ease him into it, but they see Ben Simmons not just as a point forward, but a point guard as well.
And he's got all the ability. Think about this. The Sixers haven't had a player 6'10 or taller average over 3 assists since Wilt Chamberlain back in 1967. The second they drafted Simmons, you knew that would change.
And Ben Simmons said he didn't take a lot of outside shots in college because he didn't need to. He could get to the rim pretty much at will.
Well, he'll find that will not be the case at this level. His shots inside will be challenged a lot more. His perimeter shot has been the question mark, and that's where I think he's got to improve.
Stolen by George. And here we go. George heading to the hoop. And George with the stuff.
Hey, it's one thing to have the physical attributes, the length, the athleticism, to play good defense. But the other part of it is the instincts. And George thinks and feels things defensively as well as anybody in the league, and really excellent instincts at that end of the floor.
And Saric kicks to Simmons. Dishes it to Covington. Off target from outside. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. He goes up again, and there's the nice layup by George. George has got 34.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Covington's shot is off.
You can see he just rushed that a little bit, lost the focus, I think.
And it's George finishing it off.
Boy, George has major hops. I mean, this guy just gets up big time for these throwdowns.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Covington with the bucket.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
Anthony drives in, and the layup's good off the glass. Anthony's got 28.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
You're exactly right. It's been all good at one end, and let's be diplomatic and just say not so good at the other end.
Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. Redick with it. He's got 6. 4-3. Covington.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half. And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Second chance shot. And, here, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup. And while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call a foul shot or not. But sure enough, they have. So he'll head to the free throw line.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. And Simmons kicks to Saric. Anthony on the double team. Knocks it loose. Redick loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Redick's got 8.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
Offensive rebound. Good once again. That makes him 8 for 9 this game.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Yeah, it's really been quite a contrast. I like the way they're attacking the middle at their offensive end.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
Anthony. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Love the attitude of Westbrook. Continues to improve at running the offense and finding ways to create opportunities for his teammates.
And here we go with Adams running it up the court. And Adams with the slam.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into easy points.
They set the pick. Saric outside. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Roberson's got 4 rebounds in this game. And good that time. Adams has got 6 points in the quarter.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession. We take a second here to take a look at the shot chart for the 76ers.
Well, they haven't really been strong enough inside. I mean, they haven't been a force or aggressive with getting those good quality looks in the paint. And I think the one-dimensionality of their offense is going to continue to be an issue because the defense isn't having to worry about clogging the lane or defending down low.
Outside, Simmons. He kicks to Embiid. Clock is at 3. Redick for 3. They get it back. Here's Simmons. And at last, they get one to fall.
What an incredible effort from Simmons, using his length extremely well when he's crashing the glass.
And George with the stuff.
Not surprised at all. He's shooting it well and scoring points in bunches.
Philadelphia with the ball. When this game is done, they'll be off to Chicago as they take on the Bulls. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. Covington with the bucket.
He's really picked up where he left off in the first.
Oklahoma City shooting 71% all in all in this one. They've been brilliant offensively. Got that one up quick. George has got 40 points.
George doesn't mind taking advantage of every chance to knock down the mid-range jump shot.
Simmons against Westbrook, and Simmons kicks to Covington. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Here's Oklahoma City now. That one, no good. Simmons with the defensive effort. He dishes it to Covington. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got rebound number 12 here already in the game. And then George with the jam.
My goodness, that was absolutely filthy.
Ugh, nasty. This building is stunned. He dug deep, Greg, into his bag of tricks there.
Boy, I'd love to get a replay on that one. Let's keep it handy so we can see it again.
To the paint. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And guys, the big fellas don't always capture the fans' imagination. But Clark, having that charisma makes a difference, and Joel Embiid has plenty of that.
Yes, he does. Charming and funny. I mean, from his love of Shirley Temple to his aspiration of learning to be a point guard, you never know quite what's going to come out of Joel's mouth. And he's enjoying social media, too. You got to be careful there, though.
You're right. The first one falls. Patrick Patterson. He's checked in for Oklahoma City. Eustace comes in for Carmelo Anthony. Both shots good from the stripe. So here's Westbrook. He's got 20. Second shot opportunity. Saric grabs the board. Philadelphia's gone 3 of 7 from three-point range here in quarter number 3. And the wide open shot from Redick. That 3 off the mark.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Westbrook in for another field goal. A sublime 9 of 14 on the night.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
There's the pick. Outside, Redick. Kicks it to Covington. The 76ers again can't hit it. And George, here we go. And it's George finishing it off.
You know, when Westbrook focuses on passing the basketball, it really helps his team. I love how quickly he finds his teammates.
Simmons on the wing. Pulls it from the elbow. Thunder with the rebound.
The defense has to be better. I mean, they were fortunate that he missed that mid-range jumper. It certainly wasn't because of the defense.
And Brett Brown, such a great fit in Philadelphia. He loves the town, loves the game, loves to coach. He says about the town, Clark, it reminds him of his hometown.
Well, that's nice to hear because he does embody a lot of the grit that you come to know and expect from Philadelphians. I mean, it reminds him of where he's from. He's faced the media through tough times. He's always candid and forthright. And he's coaching with a long lens, as he put it, building towards something great. And, man, I tell you, that passion and enthusiasm just oozes out of him, which is pretty cool to see.
And the 76ers with a completely new group now. Alex Abrinas has checked in for the Thunder. Felton comes in for Russell Westbrook. And both free throws good for Paul George.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Yeah, they've not missed a single foul shot this half, and that's taking care of business, fellas.
All alone.
Ooh! That's how you attack. Wow.
Oh, man. my. And George really good at recognizing his fast break opportunities and torching the defense with his speed and athleticism in transition.
And Bayless kicks to Booker. Here's Luwawu. And nothing is falling for him right now. Here's George. And then George with the jam.
And George is very capable at knocking down difficult shots. I mean, because of his size and stroke and ball handling and his added strength, he's able to shoot over good defense and knock them down.
Bayless dishes to Johnson. There's a good screen. They double him with George. Booker outside. Shot clock at 6. Now here's Bayless. He's covered closely, and it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Jeremy Grant, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. The Thunder shooting 71% all in all in this one. They've been brilliant offensively. Houston's shot is good.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
They're having trouble stopping this run.
And the more trips they continue to come up empty, the more the pressure builds on them.
Here's Luwawu. Johnson with a screen on Grant. And it's Bayless in the corner. Shot clock at 5. Three-pointer. Out of bounds. Oklahoma City takes possession.
And here's a look at some numbers for McConnell. How his last 10 games have gone. He's averaging 7 points a game, 4 assists and 4 rebounds. And some pretty good numbers, guys. He's certainly making a contribution.
Better than expected. He still has a ways to go, but I like what I'm seeing right now.
For 3, Felton. They get it again. Abrinas with the bucket. Abrinas has got his first bucket of the night.
Defensive rebounding, just such a crucial part of the game.
Yeah, it's finishing your defense, Greg. We know that. You can defend, then you got to rebound the miss, and you got to get to the glass with intensity.
Count it. Bayless has got his third bucket of the night.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
Here's Grant. Drills it from outside.
Boy, and over time, Grant has expanded his range. If he's left open from beyond the arc, he can definitely knock that shot down now.
There's the double team with Grant. Here's Luwawu. Good. And McConnell gets the assist. McConnell's got his fourth assist with that last one here tonight.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Well, you know, the D just hasn't been there for real. I mean, these shooters are getting any perimeter shot they want. It's a bunch of warm-up jump shots out there.
Johnson, a wide open look. Again, Philadelphia.
And, you know, passing the ball is exactly what Bayless is out there to do. I mean, especially when a teammate does not have anybody around him. Get it to the open guy.
The 76ers shooting a troubling 38% in the third. Not the finest work of this offense. Patterson bringing the double, and Bayless kicks to Booker. And out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession. And now we go to the 2K leaderboard. What a season it's been for these teams on the offensive glass. The 76ers third.
And just having a terrific year on the offensive glass, it's because everybody buys in. Not just the big men, but even the guards are getting in on the act.
Patterson. It's hauled in by the 76ers. 1:49 left in the third quarter. McConnell kicks to Booker. Here's Luwawu. He has 6. And pushing it up here. Here is Oklahoma City. Grant leading the charge.
Watch out below. Grant just showing no regard for the bucket there. Looking like he was trying to tear that thing off.
The 76ers shooting 40% from the field. The pass to Luwawu. Now here's Bayless. He has 7. There's the dish to Johnson. Pass to McConnell. The 76ers need to get off a shot. Luwawu's shot is off. Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. And the dunk by Grant.
Well, I like the fact that Grant has steadily throughout his career worked on expanding his offensive game. It's really difficult for defenses to match up with his activity.
Passes it to Bayless. Philadelphia moving the ball around. Back to Booker. He feeds it to Bayless. And so it looks like the 76ers will retain possession here.
Bayless.
41 seconds left here in the third quarter. Over to the wing. Johnson kicks to Bayless. Back to Johnson. Pass to McConnell. Johnson the screen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. There's the double team with Grant. They get it back. Booker. Tough possession there. They stayed with it, but they just couldn't make it. Here's Patterson. Here's Abrinas, and that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
And you can see how this game is going. I mean, put a body on somebody.
Exactly, man. Come on. You got to be physical down there. There's got to be some intensity and some physicality on the boards.
And so it's Oklahoma City holding an unbelievable lead as the quarter wraps up. They've been playing some ferocious defense. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. Let's take a listen to a recent huddle from Coach Billy Donovan.
exert yourself by being disciplined and focused on the right stuff. All right, good job. Oh, let's go. Now.
Words of praise from Billy Donovan asking them to stay locked in, make good choices.
Yeah, and when all 5 of these guys are on the same page, great things tend to happen. So let's see if that continues.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. They've got Jared Bayless. Korkmaz is out there with Booker. Then it's Johnson, and it's Luwawu in at the 2. That's the group in the game for the 76ers. They get it again. Johnson gets the bucket. Johnson's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Thunder.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. More and more we see coaches resting players to keep them from getting overworked. The benefits, Clark, are clear for the players, but is it something that is getting overused?
I don't know if overused is the right word, Kevin. I don't like to see it as much because I think there are other ways you can rest players. Games can be part of your strategy, but how about practices being more part of how you rest players? It got an awful lot of attention this past season, and for good reason. And I would think the coaches and players will adjust because it's not a good optics for your viewing public and your paying patrons to just arbitrarily do it. I understand it, but I think there's a balancing act that could be performed that would make it not appear as disruptive to the fans as it was this past season.
Here's what Philadelphia's going with right now. Rashawn Holmes, he's checked in for Johnson. And James Michael McAdoo subbed in for Booker. Here's Korkmaz. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Oklahoma City.
And, guys, something every team strives for is getting points off of turnovers, and they've done that here in both halves.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
That free throw good from Korkmaz. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. Officials have been scrutinized by players and coaches and analysts alike for as long as the games have been played. Clark, just how hard is it to be an official in the NBA?
Kevin, harder than I can really articulate. When you think about the number of calls, the speed and strength and athleticism of the players, the dimensions of the court being such a confined space for 10 extremely athletic, powerful players. All of that speaks to me in this way. The NBA officials are fantastic. Yes, they make mistakes, but all human beings make mistakes, and that human element should always be part of the game. I like technology aiding the officials, but I don't ever want to see us eliminate the human element of officiating.
And just enough wiggle room to get off his shot.
Yeah, I like the quick release, Greg. He does a nice job getting it up quickly, especially when he's facing a bigger defender.
The pass to Luwawu. Here's Korkmaz. Pass to Luwawu. And it's Bayless in the corner. And stolen by Patterson. Here's Abrinas. And again, it's Oklahoma City. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Pass to Korkmaz. Up top, Holmes. Here's Luwawu. Good on the triple.
And he's shaking off that slow start, giving them a boost here in the second.
The feed to Patterson. Taken away. Here's Luwawu. Inside, McAdoo. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Outstanding entry pass there. He knew exactly where to go with the ball.
Grant the pass to Patterson. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Patterson's got 4 this quarter.
If you let him get that deep, this is what you can expect.
He's not only strong as ammonia down there, he's smart as Einstein, too. Poor effort from the defense.
Sinks the three-pointer. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Here's Abrinas. Here's Johnson. And, here, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. And last season, one of the first where a coach was not let go during the regular season. A rarity, Clark, in the NBA. Do you think coaches get too much of the blame at times?
Yeah, I would agree with that, Kevin. It's a great responsibility and challenge to coach in the NBA, but more times than not, they do sometimes get an unfair share of the blame for what happens on the court.
That's good from Johnson. And Philadelphia making a change here. Simmons is checked in. Ferguson's checked in for Oklahoma City. So Johnson hits 2 of them. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Here's Luwawu. In the corner, Simmons with it. Here's Korkmaz. Clock at 6. Back to Simmons. Pulls up on the wing. And the 76ers tack on 2 more.
And these are shots Simmons hits consistently. A highly efficient score from there.
Feeds it to Patterson. And stolen by McAdoo. Outside, Simmons. Here's Luwawu. Dishes it to McAdoo. Holmes, that's a screen. Clock at 6. Korkmaz passes to McAdoo. Fires from 18. Nice touch on the bank shot. McAdoo's got 4 this quarter.
And he should thank the team for those 2 points. Nobody paid much attention to him on that play. Oh, fellas, that was vicious 2-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one.
Well, guys, I'm glad they didn't try because I don't want anybody to get hurt out there.
Good ball movement here by the 76ers. Korkmaz, no good. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. 76ers have gone 7 of 10 shooting the ball since the start of the fourth quarter. He kicks it to McAdoo. Over Patterson. Here's Holmes. The rebound by Patterson. Patterson's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And Johnson with the stuff.
Straight rim rocker.
It looked like, Greg, for a second, like he might rip the cylinder loose.
Now that is some real industrial size strength right there.
They set the screen. Pass to Luwawu. They swipe it. Here's Abrinas. And it's Johnson with the jam.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case. It looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant. And this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Here's Luwawu. And there's the pass to Korkmaz. Here's Simmons. The 76ers again can't hit it. Here's Johnson, the 10-footer. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Johnson's got 12 points now in the quarter. And Philadelphia has possession. Pass to Luwawu. Here's Korkmaz. Here's Luwawu. In the corner, Simmons with it. Passes it to Luwawu. The basket good off the assist from Simmons.
They're giving him a little too much space out there. That's his third triple since halftime.
Shot from 12. Rebounded by Holmes. Philadelphia's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc since the final quarter's gotten underway. To the middle. Lays it up and banks it in. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 8 of 13 from the field since the start of the fourth, sinking the majority of their shots. Philadelphia shooting it brilliantly here lately, 60% from the field. Outside, Simmons. Holmes, that's a screen. The offensive rebound. And that one's good, Simmons.
And he's showing signs now of life after going scoreless through the half.
Good.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Here's Felton. Finished off the break.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Johnson over to help. In the corner, Simmons with it. Shot clock at 5. Shoots from 12. Up and in on the layup. Simmons got 9 points here in the second half.
And all those second chance points have given them a boost here in the second half, and that's a great way to cut into the lead.
Boy, that was a pretty feed from Raymond Felton.
Here's Luwawu. Down low, here's Holmes, and Holmes throws it down.
And did you see the screen that was set for him? I mean, that was how he got to the hoop.
It was the classic screenplay. It won't show up in the box score, but that screen deserves an assist.
Absolutely, Kevin. I mean, that took the defender right out of the play.
Oklahoma City shooting a magnificent 69% in this game. Oh, and the jam by Johnson.
Yeah, getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Perfect execution. That's how you take advantage of a transition opportunity.
Back to Simmons. It's stolen by Johnson. And again, Oklahoma City running the court in transition.
And aggressive defense causing the mistake, then cashing in.
Yeah, that's a momentum changer for sure. You got to like the steal and the finish at the other end. That's the thing, paying that steal off with the finish.
And here is Simmons. Pass to Luwawu. There's the pick. Here's Korkmaz. He's covered by Felton. Here's Luwawu. Another miss by Philadelphia. Luwawu's gotten 5 shots in 13 tries. Here's Patterson. That's his 6th field goal today, and that makes him now 6 for 11.
Being aware there, excellent recognition, fantastic playmaking leading to the nice shots.
There's the pass to Luwawu. Holmes, that's a screen. Kicks to McAdoo. Pass to Luwawu. Shoots a 3. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Abrinas has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Takes the 13-footer, and there's another one for the Thunder. Here's Luwawu. There's 1:38 left in the game. He dishes it to McAdoo. Here's Luwawu. Will it go? Drains the three-pointer.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Oklahoma City.
What an effort in the transition game we've seen tonight from these guys. Really pushed the ball, and I think in doing so created a lot of pressure on the defense.
Definitely had a huge edge, and this is their DNA. When they run the ball and dictate the flow of the offense like we've seen here, these are the kinds of games they can have.
And so this will now translate to 14 wins on the season.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
It sure is. It's just a 2-gamer since they're in opposite conferences, and you can bet they'll take the same approach right into game 2 that they had tonight.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for George.
He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. Amir Johnson's checked in for Rashawn Holmes. Booker comes in for McAdoo. Jared Bayless is checked in for Korkmaz. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Simmons. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're leading. 51 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Paul George.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
Coming into this game, he'd been having a tough stretch. We all know that, but not anymore. He's back at his best, and I think it's safe to say that slump is over.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Free throw no good for Johnson. And Trevor Booker last season with the best rebounding numbers of his career.
Well, you know, Kevin, that can happen when you play alongside Brook Lopez because he's a good box-out guy, but more than that, he's 7 feet tall and about 270 pounds and takes up a lot of space. Now that Lopez is gone, we'll see how Booker's rebounding numbers respond.
Greg, the one thing about Patrick Patterson out of Kentucky, he is a smart basketball player.
Yeah, he's not the best rebounder or shot blocker, but the advanced stats love him, and he gets the job done at both ends of the floor.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good. Jeremy Grant, he's checked in for Johnson. And so he hits both. There's 31 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And stolen by Patterson. Here's the break. Here's Abrinas. No good that time. Good D by Booker. Now the 76ers with it. Luwawu. A three-pointer off the mark. Here's Grant. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And Philadelphia gets called for the foul.
Man, I like his activity level. You think about it, the defense has to resort to fouling him sometimes to prevent him from scoring.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. No good on the second free throw. Now Bayless. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Carmelo, what did you like best about the win tonight?
We just played hard. We came out here ready to play. We jumped out there quick on the defensive end, and offensively we got it going again. And it was a great team win today, though.
Everybody contributing. Carmelo, thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. And we'll see you next time.